Watch how modern warfare actually works now. Above roughly 5,000 meters, NATO-style air power is dominant. Fast jets, high-end sensors, long-range weapons. But below 5,000 meters, the fight looks completely different. That low-altitude layer is where cheap drones and loitering munitions slip through, hit critical infrastructure, and force defenders into an impossible economic game. And that's exactly where LiveWing comes in. LiveWing is not a science project. It's a practical capability built around one ruthless idea. Win the war of economics, and you save lives. Because the real problem isn't, can we stop a drone? The real problem is, can we stop them every day at scale without bankrupting the defense? Here's the math that breaks nations. Analysts often estimate Shahed/Giran class attack drones at around $35,000 each. Meanwhile, a Patriot PAC-3 MSE interceptor is widely cited at about $4 million each. That's not a tactical detail. That's the whole game. If your response costs 100 times more than the threat, the attacker can bleed you dry, especially with mass and repetition. And we're already seeing air defense stockpiles strained by the sheer volume of cheap threats. So LiveWing is designed to flip the equation, create a low-altitude, lower-cost air layer that lives in that 0 to 5,000 meters space, where drones actually operate, and make defense sustainable. How? By using available light aircraft, sports and trainer-class platforms that already exist, and turning them into a scalable operational system. Persistent coverage, fast reaction, and a cost structure that doesn't collapse under pressure. Jets remain essential. Patriot remains essential. But they're not the right tool for every low-cost target. For comparison, the US DoD FY 2025 reimbursable rates list roughly $13,561 per flight hour for an F-16C and $17,035 for an F-35A. Reimbursable rate, not necessarily full life cycle cost. Those platforms are priceless for high-end threats, yet using premium assets for mass, low-cost problems is how you lose the economics. LiveWing targets the missing layer, the sweet spot platform, fast enough to be present and responsive, not so expensive that every hour becomes a luxury. Now let's talk about the part that makes this more than a budget story: human survival. In drone-saturated environments, ground movement becomes slow, visible, and risky. Casualty evacuation can stretch into hours because every kilometer is threatened. Drones, artillery, ambush, mines. Air changes the equation because it's about time in the danger zone. Short ground contact, load, lift, leave. Less exposure, less route, less time vulnerable. This is not only about defense, it's about restoring tempo, and tempo is what saves lives. Now, here's why investors should lean in. This isn't a one-off product sale. This is a category. Wealth doesn't chase cool prototypes. Wealth chases time to impact, months, not years. Repeatability, deployable in many regions. Moat, hard to copy the operating system, not just the hardware. Recurring revenue, training, maintenance, operations, service contracts. LiveWing's moat is the system. Standardized conversion packages, standardized training, standardized maintenance workflows, and an operating model clients don't want to invent from scratch. And there's a second market that makes this even bigger: civil maritime surveillance and anti-piracy. Piracy and armed robbery at sea are rising again. ICC's IMB reported 137 incidents in 2025, up from 116 in 2024. Shipping, offshore infrastructure, ports, insurers, this is a permanent global risk market. LiveWing enables a civilian service layer. Detect early, warn early, coordinate early. If a vessel is warned in time, it can alter course and avoid a close-in intercept attempt. That's not combat, that's risk management and loss prevention, sold as a service with recurring contracts. Now the taxpayer point, because it matters to procurement and it matters to scale. Big legacy programs often reward complexity and delay. My approach is the opposite. Save taxpayers' money while building a profitable business, because cost-effective solutions get adopted faster, scaled wider, and become the default. This is the pitch, in one sentence. LiveWing owns the low-altitude layer, where drones get through, by making defense and protection economically sustainable, fast to deploy, and scalable across defense and civilian markets. So here's the call to action. If you want a project that can become infrastructure, a platform that turns the drone era from unsustainable defense into repeatable, affordable protection, then fund the first pilot and hire the team that can industrialize it. We define clear KPIs: cost per protected hour, response time availability/coverage, scalability, and unit economics, and expansion into maritime surveillance services. Whoever solves this doesn't win one contract. They unlock a market that keeps growing, because drones aren't going away. They're getting cheaper. So the winning defense becomes the one that gets cheaper and smarter faster.